Greetings, technology enthusiasts. I am Chandrahas and I am delighted to be here with you representing CyberBrainer. Do you not believe that the technology sector is advancing at an unprecedented rate, making this an opportune moment to acquire the skills that will facilitate your progress? With CyberBrainer, we are empowering you to take control of your own future. At CyberBrainer, we do not merely impart your interests. We assert that information is power, yet it is the application of knowledge that distinguishes you. Our courses are meant to equip you with essential skills, whether you are pursuing data science, understanding artificial intelligence, or delving into cybersecurity. Let us commence the session and seize the future today. Thank you.
Now, what we are going to discuss today is sections. Sections is an UI component. That is an user interface. Sections is an user interface component. Let me show you where you can see. You can see all the things which we have created. We have created some activity rules like test and all, right? Those are all. Things have been actually reset. And see, there is no recent items at all because this is a Monday, right? Every week this instance will get reset. Every weekly it will get the reset. If you want something to be stored, you have to install your personalization. It records user interface. Here in records, you have user interface, right? Here is a user interface section. Here you will be opening these are the instances of such instances. In essence, all the sections which are present in our application. Now let me open any one section, like let me open any one of the section. This is something action. Here these sections and all looks very easy, but while implementing, like a small changes will be very difficult. Like to achieve those small changes. This is it's a HTML. That is a PC internal. Let me open any other. Let me filter it. This is how actually the section looks like in latest versions. It has first in essence from the 8 version. This is how it looks like. This is called low code app builder. Local app builder. We have gone through this one. Low app studio, which is actually low code app development. Similar to that, this is a design template. This is a design template for local app development. If you are trying to consider a section from here, you will get you will not get all the capabilities of section. If you are trying to implement any simple functionalities or simple form of user interface, then you can actually implement from here itself. Here do you have few options here, plus and all. If you click on plus, you will be able to add some components. See, you are able to add some components, but these are all very basic. These are very basic. Now what you can do is if you want to actually render, if you want to actually see how a section looks like this is called a design template, right? But if you want to look how the section looks like, you need to click on this hyperlink. Sorry guys, like this hyperlink, you have right. Convert to full section editor. Once you have converted to full section editor, you will again not get this template. Like whenever you are trying to open a section, next time you will get a full section, editor only. You will not get this design template for this particular section, you understand. Now, if I clicked on this one, convert to full section editor, it will ask, see this action cannot be under. Would you like to revert this template section to normal section? Normal section is like a whole section, like regular section which used to be there. This is a templated section. This is a design template which was introduced in latest versions of. This is useful for they will tell that you can build a low code. Like if you are having any simple requirements, you can configure from here itself. Generally, I'm saying 90% of the times, no one will use this one. They will say this was introduced later, recent times. They might introduce some other features to this design template and they might be using in future purpose, but current scenarios, no one is using this design templates. They are actually clicking on the hyperlink. This one convert to full section editor and they're submitting it. Now you can see how our original section looks like. That design template screen was introduced in latest versions of backup. That's it. This is how an actual section looks like. This is how an actual section. Let me enable this check-ins and check-outs. You guys, every time, whenever you develop a code, you have to check in your code. Then only your code will get visible to other people. Check in this sense locking. You should lock your code whenever your development is completed. Now, there is no check-in and check-outs here, you can see. This is like very generic delete actions and save only. You have to check in your code. Let me enable check-ins and check-outs. Security use checkout. I will tell you what is the purpose of this check-ins and check-outs. Let me refresh. See, now you have this check-out option. Now let me tell you first of all, what is this checkout thing. See all your rules. Rules in the sense. Either it may be a section, it may be a data transform, it may be an activity. Every rule will be stored in a rule set. This is a rule set. Rule set is a container of rules. If you click on this rule set, your rule set has opened. This is our rule set. Ruler set name is go road. This rule set is a version 00101 like 00101. Z1 is major, the 1 is mine, third one is pat. Now if you have installed any application, like if you have installed any Play Store application like Facebook, let's think. If you have installed Facebook in your mobile, let's think that Facebook has got some update. Facebook has got some update, some kind of update that got in a Play Store. Now, if you see the version will get a change, right? Play Store versions will be there. Like build number, they will say your version number. Like they will say something like 12.01.2.2021. Some kind of version is there, right? For every code. For every code which you are deploying into production in the sense to users. It will have some version. It will have some version. Those versions are stored in the rules at versions. This is a rules at version. This contains a code. Don't get confused. What I'm trying to say is, like in PEGA, everything is rules, right? It may be a data transform. It may be a section. It may be a property. It may be a report definition. Whatever you take, everything is called a rule. Container of rules is a container. Container of rules is a rule set. Dinner of rules is a rule. You understand? Now container of rules is a rule set. Our rule set name is Google Road. Google Road contains the first version. This is the first version. Google Road first version. This contains 208 rule. You can see this Google Road version contains 281. Now if you see here, this section is present in Google Road 010101 version. Google Road 010101 version, and the code is checked in. You can see the checkout option means the code is already locked. You cannot make a modifications to the code. You understand? A code is already locked. Now if you want to make any modifications to the screen, this is one section. Section is nothing but UI component. If you want to make any modifications to the screen, you need to check out this code. If you check out, let me click on checkout. If you click on checkout, this will be coming to your personal rule set. Personal rule set in the sense your personal checkout. I have checked out this rule. I have checked out this rule. Now you see there's a check-in option. Check-in option. Now let's think you have made some modifications to the rule. Let's think you have made some modifications to the rule and you have saved it. Now the changes are only applicable to you. The changes are only applicable to you unless you have checked in the code. Suppose I have made some changes to the rules. Suppose I have deleted the street. The street I have deleted. And I haven't checked it in. Now these changes are only visible for my operator ID. This will be in a personal rule set. Every operator will be having one personal rule set. That is called an operator ID. Our operator ID is our rule set. You can see here. Click on this one. Click on the profile. Don't get confused. It's a very simple topic. Click continue. See, first one is my personal rule set. See, the heading is rule set. My operator ID is my rule set. First of all, the precedence will take from this like this. This is the priority. First, the rules will get executed, which is present in my rule set. And from here it will get executed in the Google Road rule set. Now, if something is in my check-in, if suppose something is in my checkout, you can see all my checkout rules by here. If you click on this blue tick mark, is there right? If you click on this blue tick mark, you can see all my checkout rules. See, this section is in my checkout. This section is in my checkout. Checkout in a sense. I am modifying. I am making some changes. Then I should keep that in my checkout. Now let's think I have made some changes to the rule. I have saved it and I have actually tested it. Then I think it is working fine. I think like it is working fine. Then I will check in. Once I have checked in, then the code changes will be reflected to all the operators. See, whenever I am making a development, I will check out the rule. Once the development is done, I will save it and I will test it. These changes are only visible to me. All operators cannot see these changes because this rule is in my checkout. If we discard the changes, all the changes will be removed. It will go to the previous version. How actually it was a C. This is a checkout. The checkout was done by some other operator. If you go to history, you go to history. See sections. Will take some time to load. See last updated by some other. Other. In this instance, this is a cloud edition, right? Everything will be in other name only on September 4th. This is an cloud instance, right? This is a general student version. Everything will be. If suppose you have made some code check in code changes you have done, then you will get your name here. Last updated by your name. Checkout is like your personal version. Like it, if you have clicked on checkout, this rule will come to your personal rule. Then you can make a development. Like development you can do or changes you can do. If you click on checkout, it will see. Now it has become into my personal version. Now suppose I have deleted street here. This is a table. Suppose I have deleted street column. Delete column. I have deleted street. Now I have saved it. Now this street will not be visible. Only for my operator. Because that is what the change I have made. Suppose I thought that is a correct change. That is a correct change as per the requirement. Now there is a requirement to remove street. Not only for sections, I am telling. For all the rules, it will be checkout status only. Suppose if I opened any data transforms, that thing also will be having this checkout. If you see few rules will be in private edit. What does that mean? Let me tell you. See, this rule is in private edit. It means this particular rule set is locked. Let me tell you. You have developed a piece of code. Now that code was more to some higher version. Like some it is there in production. How we will move the code to production is like you will lock this rule set. You have this locked and save right. We'll lock this rule set. And what you will do, it will ask for some password. After you locking the rule set, you will open a new rule set version. Like go. Like go Rolo Wonder 2. Batch version will be next version, Caesar 1 2. Now, if you create this one, it will create one more rule set in the below. Now you have to ideally lock the previous rule set before creating a new rule set. That it will show you private edit. If it is showing private editing means the rule set is locked. If it is showing a checkout, the rule set is unlocked. Simple. And now you have made some changes here. You are verifying the changes in a portal whether those things are reflecting or not. That is not. Somehow it is not reflecting and you thought the changes should not be done here. It is not working. You have made a lot of changes and you thought of discarding all those changes. If you click on this discard, it will go back to the previous version. And how actually it was there before you check it out. See, every developer will develop a piece of code. You can see. If you have a new code or some type of code, they will develop a code in essence. Don't think like Java or something. They will configure some rules. It might be a data transform. It may be activity. It may be a report definition. Now, when they have developed some kind of code, they need to check in that code. Like in Java, they will call some publishing, not publishing the code. Similarly, in PEGA, they will call check in the code. Suppose I have created a new section. This section I have created. Now I need to check in this section. Then only all operators will able to see the changes. Unless I have checked in, unless I have checked out that section, those changes will not be visible by all the operators. Checkout is nothing but taking the rule to my personal version. Those changes will not be visible by all the operators. Whatever the change I made, those changes will not be visible by all the operators. Once you check in, see if I'm clicking on checkout, this will come to my personal version. You can see the lock icon here. Now the lock will get removed. See, now it is my personal version. I can make whatever the changes I can do. If I thought those changes are useless, I will simply discard it. Discard, in the sense it will go to the previous version. Like how actually, before checking out how it is there, it will go to the previous thing. If I thought the code is perfect, it is working fine. Then I will check in this code. Check in the sense it will ask for check-in comments. When you click on check-in, it will not simply check. It will not simply lock the code. It will ask you some comments. What changes you have made? Check-in comments, it will ask. You have to write some meaningful comments here. Most of the applications like people will take very serious thing. If you haven't tried meaningful comment, some people will like some YP. YP is like work in progress. And they will simply check in. What they will tell, you should not do like that. Because suppose if I have written some YP and I have checked in this code. Let's see. I have checked in this code. Now what happens if some other operator will come and see the history? Now history is with my name. I have checked in the code on August 14, that is today. Like August 14, in the sense this is on US server, it is still August 14th only. But for us it's August 15th already. This is in, I have checked in the code. Now if you see the full history, see I have made a check in that I have made a check in and that memo let check in. Comment is a YP. They don't know actually what changes we have made. And also after few days, some 2-3 months after. I also don't know what changes I have made in that section. Right. We have to write some meaningful action. Like for checking in, we have to write some meaningful action. This is a check in comment. There is some concepts called branching. Branch-based development. There is one concept called branch-based development. We'll be developing our coordinate branches. Like, what you will do is like you will create one branch in your application. You will save. As you will see, you have the Save As button. You will save as you. Whatever the changes you need to do, you will save as those rules into that particular branch. You will save those changes and you will merge the code. That is a altogether different concept which people will use like in some applications. In some applications, they will not follow that practice. They will simply open up a rule set and they will start working on it. If you click on this view full history, you can click on history for all versions here. It will show you all the versions like from how it was created and all it will show you. If you click on this pencil icon, it will open that particular version. See this version, it will open up. This is a previous version, some previous version. You can restore this version if you want. Restore in the sense it will actually come on the top of the new version. What I'm trying to say is like code every code, not only for sections. I'm telling now the point has came. I was telling this thing to you, but check in and check outs will be present for every rule. Few rules doesn't have these check ins and check outs. Those are called data instances. Generally, this thing will already be present in your application. These things will be already done by your some leads and all. You need not do these things. This will be already done and you will be already seeing this checkout option. Like whenever you started working in your project, this will be by default. You need not to come here and you need not to check this one and save it. This will be already. It's a Cloud Student version. This option is not check marked. Now, let me check out this one because I was making some changes. Let me check out this one. By the time I'll delete this one. Now this is how our ideal section looks like. Whenever you start implementing, whenever you start creating, or whenever you have created a new section, this is how it looks like. Now inside section, you will have layouts. Inside section, you will be having layouts. Let me write it down. Section contains layout. Section as layout. How clipboard contains pages, similar to section that this layout. Layout. Now this layout is there. This is a dynamic layout. You can see this a heading right here. Dynamic layout default one. In this is section intersection. You have dynamic layout default one. Now, if you want to add some button, to the section, buttons will be presented. And then button is a clickable right. You have to click on a button. This is a button. Discard is a button. Actions is a button. You can click on it. If you want to add some button, you can go to this action. There are UI components. Under every category. There are some 5 categories here, right? Under every category, there are some UI components like buttons, links, menus, and some sliders, text boxes, drop downs, radio buttons. Everything is there. Unlike HTML, you need not write any coding or anything. You just drag and drop this button inside it. Drag and drop. That's it. Button was created. Let's see this changes real time. Let me open any existing case. One of the cases, I think, got reset it. Let me create a new case. Let me open this particular section only. Let me open this particular section. Let me convert this into a section. Now I am modifying this particular screen right. I am trying to modify this particular screen. We have discussed in the starting. We have 3 debugging tools. One thing is clipboard. One thing is liveway. One thing is see here, tracer and live area. Liveway is used for opening up a sections. Like if you are thinking you need to open up this particular screen in the background. You click on this liveway. This rectangular box is there. It is this box, dogger. You are able to see it. It is the overlay. You should click on this liveway. It will open up this liveway. It will become some kind of editable. You can open whatever the screen you want. You can open up. I have clicked. I want this particular screen. I have clicked on this one. And I have clicked on this crosshair icon. Liveway is like to open a screen. You have screens from the screen. If you want to open this section, you can use liveway and you can open it. Now I have opened this section. Now I was thinking to modify this particular screen. Now modify what we have to do. First, I have to take this rule into my checkout. I have clicked on checkout. Now I was thinking to add one button below this one. One button below this. How can we help you today? Click on Action. Simply drag and drop the button. Drag and drop the button. You save it. You save it. Now you go to your screen. Let me stop this. Like I was unable to stop. It is stopping the screen. Share. Let 1 second, guys. If you stop on this, now I have added a button here. Right. I have added a button to this particular screen. Now I have to see the changes here. Right. Application level. I need to see the changes. Let me close it. Sections every time. Whenever you make some modification to the section, either you have to refresh the screen or you have to close and open it. I have closed it. I am trying to open it. The section it. I am trying to see. The button came here. Whatever you are making a changes on a section, section is a UI component. Whatever the changes you have made on the section, those things will get reflected on the screen itself. See, the button came here. You were able to click it, but you haven't configured what we. It has to be done when you have clicked it. If you click on cancel, it will close. If you click on continue, it will move forward. Both are buttons, right? But they have configured some action and continue. They have configured a different action and cancel, right? For this particular button, you haven't configured anything. It is not performing any action. Like before going the configuration, we'll see some basic details. Other things also, we'll see the structurally. You have a structure. Let's come one by one. We directly went to actions, right? Let's come one by one. Structural. If you click on structural, you have this layout set, dynamic layout, repeating layout. Some kind of layouts are there. Most 90% of the times, people will try to use dynamic layouts only because dynamic layouts can render the screens in a very convenient way. Suppose you have developed one application. This thing. You have developed something called some booking scum or something like hotel scum. Some website you have designed. You are based on PEGA. Now, if you are trying to open it, open that website on your computer screen. The screen ratios are different, right? The width and length, the resolution is, everything is different, right? To actually fix it, like how can I say let me? What I'm trying to say is like based on your screen ratios, the application will get fixed. Like it will get changed. If you are trying to open the same application on your mobile phone, the components will get vertically aligned, right? Like it will get some vertical alignment like a mobile screen. You understand? Let me try to show you. What I'm trying to say is, let me, if I'm able to see you, using dynamic layouts is very convenient. Like it will actually see, this is a computer screen. That's why you are able to see your application like this. If you are opening in your tablet, see this is how it will change. If you use dynamic layouts based on your width and all, it will change it accordingly. And you can see this is an Apple iPod Pro. If you select any other thing, like if you sell Lenovo Tab 4.8, it will align according to that. The screen ratios are different, right? And the iPad is also something different. It will align according to that. See, if I clicked on some Samsung tab, it will align according to that Samsung tab screen size. How it is happening? It is happening because of dynamic layouts. The layouts which you are using are actually very dynamic. They can actually align to the shape and size of your screen. You are actually no need to bother about most of the things. Few things you have to consider, but most of the times it will align accordingly. Now, if you click on this mobile, see the mobile preview is different, right? See, if you click on this in Apple iPhone 11, it will see how it is aligning. It is aligning in a different manner. It is actually aligning in a vertical format, right? You understand the screen aspect ratio is different. Something is like 14:3 ratio, something is 16:3 or other screen resolution, and the screen sizes are different. It will align accordingly. Dynamic layouts. People will most probably, if you are doing, some people use Google Pixel 4, it has to align according to that, right? You need not do anything. PEGA has taken everything. You have to just understand why you are using dynamic layouts and all. Based on your pixels and all, it will take its own. Now let me go back. Now you have added inside layout. The structural has many layouts. Dynamic layout is there. A repeating dynamic layout is there. There are many, but most of the times you will be using dynamic layout. You will be using and a table. You will be using to this. If you want to display any list of items, like if you want to display any tabular items, you will use this table layout. We'll come to that table layout. And if you want to call one section from another section, like if you have developed any reusable section, how to call data transform from data transform. You will use apply data transform. How to use an activity. How to call an activity from activity. You will use call method cal call. We have discussed it, right? Similarly, how to call a section from one section. Like if you want to call one section from another section, you will use embedded section. Embedded section you will use. If you use it, this embedded section, what it will do? It will ask for a section name. What section you are actually invoking? Section name. Embedded section is the section include. You are including another section in this one. Let me close this embedded section. You have understood it. Layouts are like the basic holders. Like they will hold these data elements. Buttons, sections, screens like drop downs. Generally will sell dynamically. There is no some default layout. Nothing is that default is the dynamic one. Dynamic layout. This is a structural. These layouts are present in structure. Structural is a category. Now in data capture, what is a data capture? If user is trying to enter some information, this is user is trying to enter some information. Right. This is like you are capturing a data business is trying to capture some inputs. How can business capture in any input? Like how many formats they can capture? They can capture in a text format, right? They like a user can enter any information or user can choose an information. See here what user is doing. User is trying to choose from a given options. User is trying to choose. In case of data capture, there are again few things. See text input is a text area. If you want to capture any date time, you will use this. If you add this date time. Why it was not dragging and dropping? Sections will be a bit slow. Don't worry. If you have added any data, I have saved this one. Now let me see how actually the changes are. Resistance request. I have added date, time rate, some calendar. I have added. It will allow user to pick from this calendar. It will not allow you to something river random value. This is a date time control. See, no need to code anything. You have to just drag and drop that template. It will drag and drop that control. It will automatically display on a user interface. No need to write any HTML code or no need to write in the Java code to show the calendar. And you have selected date and time rate date time. you have selected. It was showing both dates and below it is showing some time. If you have selected some date, it will select the time and the date. This is one type of data capture, right? User business is trying to collect some information. It is present under data capture category. Date, time, currency, integer. Like if the URL signature capture, you know whenever you have got any deliveries, like you will do a digital signature, right? Digital signatures. You will do on screens, right? If you got some courier kind of thing. That is this digital signature. This one also PEGA has given. Let me show you how actually it looks like. See, every time you make some changes to a section, you need to either refresh or you need to close and open. See, you have got this signature capture based on your mouse cursor. You can write your own signature. You understand. Clear and accent. You can write your own signs and all. This is the one functionality PEGA is given. This is some kind of data capture because the PEGA will be used mostly in banking applications and the incidents. They need to capture signatures of the customers. Correct? Most of the times in olden times, what they used to do, they used to upload some P9G image or JPEG image. They will try to tell, right, some kind of attachment. Like you need to put your signature on your paper and you need to take a photograph and you need to upload that signature. But you easily like. PEGA has given an option to take a signature on screen itself. This is one kind of functionality. Signature capture. This is kind of one data capture. Capturing some information like that. You have many options. Whatever the options you need, you can add this, drag and drop these options here. If suppose there's a requirement to remove the signature capture from the screen, you just click on right, click here. You have delete option or you can simply click. You can simply select this one. You can click on your delete in the keyboard also. It will get deleted. You can click on delete. It will get deleted. Now let me show you other. Look, you have some category for pickers. Let's see what does it have. Pick. See, you have dropped on as a picker, checkbox as a picker, radio button, slider. You know they will ask for feedback, right? Some 0 to 100%. You will slate in Instagram and all. That is this slider. Slider you have. You have to some kind of feedback or you were rating something. You will generally slide. That kind of feature is there. Let me show you the slider. Just in the request. See, I am modifying in this particular screen, right? Slider is there. You can slide it. I am modifying in this particular screen. I was making changes here and now. These changes are not visible to any operators in my team. Because I haven't checked in the code. Once I have checked in, then only these changes will be visible to them. All the operators. What else you have pickers? Automatic select is there. Autocomplete is there. Autocomplete is something which we will be doing every time. Autocomplete is like, let me show you autocomplete. Autocomplete is like if you click on down arrow, you will get all the inactivities. You will get methods, right? If you click on down arrow, all the methods you will get. Autocomplete is an autocomplete. That is an autocomplete. If you open this day, see whenever this blue mark is there. See for text box whenever there is some blue triangle here. That field is an autocomplete. Like if you type something, the list will get populated with. Or you can say this is if you click on down arrow, the list will get populated. You have some other pickers. You have radio buttons. You have radio buttons, you know, right? I need not tell you like multiple choice kind of thing. Check box is like checking some box here. We have checked this one right here in security. We have checked, this is a check box. Like whenever you are doing some like, I accept some terms and conditions. You will check that one right. It is a checkbox. There is a section. These are all come under pickers. User need to pick any option from the screen. Next you have actions. Actions in the sense button is an action. You will click on the link is an action. You will click on the menu is an action. Like this is on a button, you are displaying some menu. See, you are clicking on a button. You are displaying some menu. Menu is an action. Again, you'll click on a menu and you have attachment also. You can choose to attach a file. That is an action. And next you have data display in data display. How many? Every act, pickers, action, everything. There's a different configurations on every inside it. We haven't gone through that. I will tell you in the next session. If you click on this date time, see inside this one very complex configurations you can do. If you go to presentation, see how actually it is asking. See, there are many configurations. It is RC display range. How much range it has to display? Previous 10 years. Like future 10 years. It will display the calendar field. How the data has to be shown in this form? You can choose waters. There are many configurations inside each and everything. We haven't gone through that. You understand what I'm trying to say this? We are checking for date time, right? Similarly for slider, there will be a different configurations for link. There will be different configurations. If you open a slider, slider doesn't mean like a past date and future data. Slider is something different. How would be a lane? How do it has to show on doll? There are some different contribution slider. Similarly for button, there will be a different configuration. Similar to link, there will be different configuration. If you open a link, it will ask for you. And in data display, you have many things like you can. Suppose you are designing an application for some Swiggy or Uber or Zomato. They will include some Google Map, right? Google Map. You will be there for some real-time tracking. You have that Google Map. This map integration also. Let me drag and drop. Don't know. There is some. If I drag and drop, let me drop to open. 1 sec. Today I couldn't find my mouse. I was using the touchpad. There is one. I have added the map here. Now, if I open this map, there will be some other different configurations on map, which are related. It will ask for some current location. Show current location. If I select a distance, show current location. It will show my current location by default. If I save it. Can. Now let me try to create a new one. I think it will show an US address because the server is based on it. I am also not sure. Let's see what it will show my current location. But the basic idea you have understand, right guys? What these things mean actually? Because data display. Based on your configuration, you have to choose how actually your UI looks like. But these things actually looks easy for you. But when the problem comes is like that, making and correct alignment. Sometimes the client will say beside button only, I need to get this date time. Or this button has to be of this particular size, this particular color, this particular video. He will say at that time you will get like major problems. Like that is something critical. How to align, how to see? We'll see. We'll see on next sessions. Inside the layout you have to make the changes. You suppose our layout is dynamic layout, stack it right. Stack it. That's why it is coming like this vertically. If our layout is something double inline grid double. Double means it will come to side by side. See, button has come up here to side by side. If you click on this one inline grid triple, if you keep this date, time will come here. Triple means it will align 3 at a time in a single row. It will have three elements. We are now discussing sections. There is a skin also. Skin defines entire application color configuration. Because see, each and every client will be having some particular color coding, right? Suppose if you take some Bank of America, it is some red and blue. There are standard colors. You cannot just simply give some kind of red which you like. Business defines their own colors. Those colors and all you have to configure from here. What colors of buttons looks like? What color? See here the buttons look like some blue color, right? Because PEGA is all blue colors, they will use similarly based on the client. You have to make your skin application look and feel right. You understand what I'm trying to say? Suppose if you're in Facebook, there is one sort of blue color. You cannot use this particular blue to the face. They have some defined color coding. Based on that color coding, only how to use. If you click on the buttons, you can click on add new style or you can click on inherit one. Let me click on inherit. You can define this standard is there. Standard has these borders and all. And colors you will be having. Everything is there. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel.